afford that. One of England's oldest treaties is with Portugal, but no favours done to the Portuguese today. Let's go to the Algarve. We're joined by John and Bex Seabrook, who own BJ's Oceanside restaurant. They normally expect to be welcoming British tourists this time of year, but of course that's not going to be happening, not in the next few weeks at least, because Portugal not on the list. It must be a huge disappointment to you both.
Good evening.
Yes, it's a big disappointment, but we are welcoming British tourists. There are a number of tourists over here who are willing to do the quarantine when they get back. So we do have some, but it is very limited.
Tell me what
it's a huge surprise.
Is it a huge surprise? Until when were you sort of aware that Portugal might not be on the list?
Well, basically last week. Up until last week, Portugal was very much the front runner in terms of how it had dealt with COVID. And we still think it is. We still think that everything that's been put into place here makes the Algarve in Portugal a very safe place to be. But obviously in the last few weeks there's been a small spike in Lisbon, where they've got 19 boroughs locked down. And it appears that the UK government have used that as their reasoning behind not putting us on the quarantine list.
Bex, I think some of this probably goes down to a party that was well publicised here in the newspapers. It was a sort of illegal party down the coast from you in Algarve, and there seems to have been a spike or a cluster. Do you think it's that particular incident that has pushed up the rates and worried the government?
Well, for a start, I think it is flabbergasting that that party made headline news. I mean, honestly, it was 100 people at one event. I mean, look what's happened in the UK. Portugal tested in excess of 2,200 people in relation to that party in and around the community to contain it. Now, in the Algarve, I can't speak for Lisbon, in the Algarve, the current number of infections this week per 100,000 is 15.18, way below the UK government's advice of 20, which means the country is safe to travel. So it doesn't make sense.
It looks glorious behind you. It's really whetting my appetite, I have to say. And I know it's the evening, so obviously the sun lounges will be empty at this time of night as people prepare for dinner. But what's it been like for you? Have you managed to get through it unscathed, or what have you had to do with your staff?
We have come through vaguely unscathed. It's not really about us, it's about the Algarve economy. We've got 20 staff on at the moment. We'd normally have 40, which means there's 20 families out there who we'd like to be supporting, but we just can't. We don't have enough clients. It's been painful, but we're very lucky. We've got a loyal clientele who, have kept coming back to us.
What we'd like to do is fight for the wider economy, the beach concessions, other restaurants, the aviation industry, shops, hotels, rental companies, all of whom have been hit so hard by this news today. And what we want is some clarification from the UK government. We need to know the science behind the decision to exclude Portugal and include 59 countries, and not us. We need science and we need facts, and we need them fast.
And can you put a financial estimate on what it would have meant to you had Portugal been on this list today, you personally?
It's not about us. It's really not about us. It's going to be expensive. But the cost to the Algarve economy is huge. It's absolutely huge. And there are people who can't put food on their tables at night. And it's going to be a very long winter. We've got a long time until summer 2021 when they can start earning money again. And they've got families to provide for, and it's just not fair.
And I've got the COVID reports, the EU official COVID report as of yesterday. Portugal come up 9th on this report, and all the countries which are in a more dire state than Portugal have been granted quarantine-free travel. I mean, that's what we need to know. We need the government to explain this decision and answer to the Portuguese, who have done so well. They've got a brilliant track and trace system, high levels of testing, and yet we're being excluded, and it's not good enough.
Well, it's a very fluid situation. Let's hope the government can and will reassess in the weeks ahead, and we wish you the best for the summer as and when we do return to the Algarve. Thanks for being with us this evening.
Thank you.
Thanks, both.
Thank you.